Hi, welcome to another movie review. And today, what I'm doing is reviewing the 2022 movie Dr. G, which stars Ayushmann Khurrana as Uday Gupta, who I found the premise of this movie really cool. So basically, he scores too low to get into the course he wants to do at college. So he has to do gynecology instead to be able to stay in Bhopal, where he's from. And needless to say, this doesn't appeal to him, and he he sort of carries that hesitancy into the course when he enrolls. And his advisor, Dr. Nandini, is also not a fan. So the premise of the movie is basically of Uday going through a course, being the only male involved in it, and he gets harassed to start with. He gets a very hostile sort of reception, and it's nice to see as the movie goes on. Eventually, he becomes much more friendly with them all, and some of them who really they straight up intimidate him at the start of the film, they end up becoming friendly and sort of relaxing with each other by the end of the film. So, in particular, as the movie goes on, you see Uday start to form quite a like for Fatima, one of the other students in his class, and as it goes on, you can see they've sort of got quite a sweet relationship, and it's nice to see on screen how that develops. And that leads to them actually sharing a kiss. However, the problem with this is being that she's actually engaged to Arif. And so Uday, he meets Arif and everything, so they kind of become a bit known to each other. But of course, he's thinking with his heart. That doesn't stop him. So that's an interesting byline as well. So you've got that romantic sort of relationship. How will it turn out? Will it go well? Won't it? But also, you see that it's kind of pretty much hostility that Dr. Nandini has towards him. As it goes on, he has got a really high bar set that he has to meet in terms of expectations, because it's seen that he's not there because he wants to be, he's there because he has to be. And as the movie goes on, it starts that way, but it certainly doesn't end up that way. And it's nice to see his increasing joy, I guess, and familiarity with working in the department delivering babies and basically being concerned with women's health, which of course is so important to the medical profession. And there's a scene where he actually delivers a baby, his first baby, in the hospital walkway. There's a woman in distress, and there's no other solution except for him to do it. And she actually ends up, the mother this is, she ends up naming the baby after him, which is a really nice touch. And there's moments like this in the movie that happen, and they really bring it home to Uday that, perhaps this is what he's meant to do. And with time you can see, hey, he's actually quite good at it. What if this is his calling? And these are all thoughts that you can see he's confronted with. And you've also then got his brother Ashok, and he is just basically totally immoral, like not a good person. There's the byline there of where he actually gets an underage girl, Kavya, pregnant, and obviously that brings all sorts of problems. So he actually ends up taking her to a very shady hospital, if you could even call it a hospital, and she's given medication to, it's pretty much a chemically induced termination of the pregnancy. So of course this is severely distressing for her. So she calls Uday and his mum to take her to the hospital, to a legitimate hospital. And she ends up being saved by Dr. Nandini, who of course is Uday's mentor. Then there's the legal ramifications after that for his brother Ashok, and it's just, that's quite a poignant, sort of sad and hard-hitting storyline. And it's interesting to see, you get that real illustration of where Uday's moral values lie and how he is meant for the medical profession. He's very caring at his core. And another character in the movie is his friend Chaddy, who's also preparing for exams, and he's just like a light-hearted kind of character, and he hangs around a lot with Uday's mum Shobha, and there's a nice sort of chemistry between them all, being varied characters. And yeah, I found it just a really sort of easy movie to watch, and it was nice to see the premise being different. So how does a male cope, and how is he treated when he's put in a largely female medical situation, and in a profession that for a lot of people it's still kind of slightly taboo to talk about males being involved in gynecology and women's health and that sort of thing. So it was a really refreshing kind of look at that kind of thing, and it was interesting to see how the girls in his class, they went from they're hard on him to start with, to just realizing that he's okay, that he's there for the right reasons in the end. And it turns out to be a really good movie to watch, nicely involving, and yeah, it's definitely worth your time. So if you get the chance, if you haven't seen it yet, Dr. G, it's definitely worth a watch.